We're going to hand out some grades from the disastrous loss to the Buffalo Bills for your Chicago Bears in just a moment. But hey, get $5 off today's sponsor. That is Magic Spoon Cereal. Go to magicspoon.com/bears to get $5 off at checkout. There's also a link in the comments and in the description. There's only one way to get over a blowout loss. That is with healthy and delicious Magic Spoon cereal. MagicSpoon.com/bears. Get $5 off your first order. All right, so let's hand out some grades on today's show. The Bills won a 41-15 over the Bears last night, and we got to grade these Bears after this absolutely disastrous performance. And a lot of focus going to be on, of course, the quarterbacks. Let's start with the starter. That is Andy Dalton. I'm going to give him a D+. I'm not going to go full-out F, but it wasn't great. And we'll talk about the O-line. The O-line was bad. That was a big problem. But he at least hit that deep ball to Rodney Adams. I would argue it was a better catch on Adams' side of things for a 73-yard touchdown. But the reason I can't even give it a C, take out that 73-yard touchdown. 10 for 16 for 73 yards and a pick. He hit one big play. What do you want me to say? The interception, the receiver fell down. Okay, I can buy that. But the thing about Andy Dalton is he's solid. He's a vet. He knows how to play. I get all that. It's just boring, though, man. The offense just isn't that exciting with him out there. D+, underwhelming. Got to play the entire first half, and outside of the one big play, the first-team offense didn't really move. Not all his fault. Maybe some questionable play calling. The O-line stunk. Couldn't run the football, but D+. I was not that impressed with Andy Dalton. Before we get to our next player, I want to remind you guys to subscribe. We're less than 250 subs from 31,000. Hit that big red button. We're going to continue to bring you the latest Bears news and rumors on a daily basis, as well as videos like this as we wrap up every single game. YouTube.com/BearsNow. That is the place to go to subscribe. Let's talk about the other quarterback, Justin Fields. Dalton played the first half. Fields played the second half. No Nick Foles, mercifully. C. I thought he was a little better, a little flashier than Dalton. And you got to factor in, while the starting group up front for the offensive line didn't play that well, and obviously some starters were out, it was even worse for Fields. He was running for his life. He displayed toughness. 9 for 19, 80 yards, rushed for 46. The wheels were on display once again. 2 for sure drops, John V. Johnson and Rodney Adams. I would argue that that red zone throw to Jesse James, had James timed his jump better, that could have been caught. He had some chances for the numbers to be better, and it just didn't work out in his favor. He took some big hits, man, and he kept getting up. The third-string O-line, whatever that group he was playing with late in the game, my God, that was a disaster. And I get it, backup offensive lines are just bad in the NFL, but the Bears seem to have one of the worst offensive lines from starters to backups. It's just bad. He was tough. He stood in there. Certainly wasn't great by any means. Missed a couple of throws. Probably evaded the pocket a couple of times too soon. But he just brings more excitement to this offense. So I think the Fields versus Dalton drama will continue, even though Matt Nagy said after the game that Andy Dalton remains his Week 1 starter at this point in time. Who played better? Who do you guys think was more impressive against the Bills? Dalton's numbers will look better, but you take out one big play, and it just wasn't that great. Type AD for Andy Dalton. Type JF for Justin Fields. Which quarterback played better against the Buffalo Bills? All right, let's go to the offensive line now because, wow, bad. F. And it probably should have been F minus, 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 minus. This was embarrassing for the bullies up front. The O-line was a disaster. They couldn't block with the starters. They couldn't block with the backups. Buffalo completely controlled the line of scrimmage. This team, the Bears, want to be a team that runs the football. There was no chance for these running backs today. Outside of a late Khalil Herbert touchdown where he found a seam, the O-line got no push up front. The quarterbacks were scrambling for their lives. Hopefully when everyone's healthy, this is what the group looks like. But Jason Peters did not play today. He did warm up, did not play on Saturday, I should say. Jermaine Ifedi still on the pup. Tevin Jenkins is going to be out for a while. James Daniels didn't play either. Unless the starters are all out there, I've got major concerns. And even with the starters, I don't know what Jason Peters is going to be. Jermaine Ifedi is okay. I don't know, man. This was bad. This was a wake-up call for this offensive line. This group has to figure it out very, very quickly. This was bad. The O-line stunk. Type F if you agree. Yikes. That was a bad showing for this Chicago Bears offensive line. Get your Fs flowing down in the comment section if you agree that the O-line was an absolute disaster. While the offensive line stunk, Magic Spoon does not. It is absolutely fantastic. If you want high protein and delicious cereal, this is the place to go. MagicSpoon.com/Bears. That'll get you $5 off your first order. High in protein, 0 grams of sugar, and it's delicious. I had to ditch mainstream cereal because I tried to start losing weight, which I've been able to do so because I cut that stuff out. But I got back in the breakfast game with Magic Spoon because you're not going to get fat on this stuff. It's going to help you lose weight because it's a meal replacer, and it's only like 100 calories per serving with that high protein. Perfect way to start your day. Sometimes I eat it for dinner as well. MagicSpoon.com/Bears. Get $5 off. Childlike cereal for grown-ups. That's their tagline because it's delicious and it's very, very healthy. Get going. Links in the comments and in the description to get $5 off. We'll continue with some grades for this Bears versus Bills matchup in Week 2 of the NFL preseason. Rodney Adams, A-. I can't go full A because he did drop a pass from Justin Fields, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think he's the one who fell down on the Andy Dalton interception, but he made the play of the preseason. That catch over the Bills defensive back, that was an okay ball from Dalton, but it wasn't great, and he went up and pinned it against the defender's head, David Tyree style, and took it to the crib, 73 yards. That was impressive from Adams. 3 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. I think he's done enough. He should make this team. Rodney Adams should make this football team. And I know he's not a bigger name than some of these other guys fighting for roster spots, but you know what? At some point, you have to factor in how these guys are performing, and Adams is bringing it every single week in practice and in these games. If I'm picking today 6 receivers, I'm going Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Damiere Byrd, Marquise Goodwin, Daz Newsome, Rodney Adams. Those are the 6 I'm picking. Sorry, Riley Ridley, who made a couple of plays. He's too slow. I don't need Javon Wims anymore. John V. Johnson hasn't showed out in these games. I think Adams should make the team. I think he's played well, and he is more than worthy. Had another good game led by that long touchdown against the Bills. Will Rodney Adams make the 53-man roster? Type Y for yes. Type N for no. Cast your votes down in the comment section. I say he will. I hope he does at the end of the day. Go to the defensive side. Kindle Vildor. D. Missed a tackle. Not good in coverage. Probably could have gone F here. I don't trust Vildor, man. I don't trust him as CB2. Got the start. Got to play a lot today. No Desmond Trufant. I don't know, man. I would rather take my chances with Trufant. I would rather go get somebody, whether it's on the trade or free agent market. But after Jalen Johnson, I have concerns at cornerback. I just do. If Johnson gets hurt, that's going to be a problem because this is not a very good corner group. Duke Shelley's just okay. Vildor, I don't know if he's ready to be a starter. Thomas Graham Jr. made a nice play, but he's a rookie, almost had a pick. Xavier Crawford can't cover. I don't like this group. I've been pretty consistent in saying that after Jalen Johnson, this CB unit is not very good, and Vildor didn't prove me wrong against the Bills on Saturday. He just did not play that well. So I'm going to go D. Hopefully the Bears can find a CB2 quickly, whether it's on the roster or someone else in free agency or via a trade. Who will be CB2 if it's out of these 2 guys? DT for Desmond Trufant, type KV for Kindle Vildor. I don't know. Who knows? Get your votes in. I know the team is high on Vildor, but I was not impressed against Buffalo on Saturday. Someone I was impressed with, former Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky. We're going to grade him because why not? A. Hey, he was good, man. I won't go A+, because the Bears defense made it pretty easy on him with their coverages, but you got to hand it to the kid. 20 of 28, 221 yards, 1 touchdown, no turnovers, QB rating of over 106. Dare I say he played the best half of his career against the Bears. He torched them, man. The game plan was simple for Buffalo. Quick throws, some RPO action, get the ball out of his hands. If you don't make him think, if he can just get the ball out early, he's good. Now, if you ask him to get to his second, third reads, he's not that good. And maybe that's an area Matt Nagy could have done better with him. I still stand by against good defenses that will change up looks, which should we be concerned about Sean Desai? Maybe. That was not a good showing. Trubisky gets into trouble when those things happen, but that was not the case on Saturday. He played absolutely fantastic. Kudos to Mitch. I hope he gets another chance down the road to be a starter in the NFL because there is some talent there, but I still stand by. Moving on from him was absolutely the right decision. So there you go, 41-15, the Bears absolutely get blown out by the Buffalo Bills. Those are some of my grades for today's show. I want to remind you guys to subscribe, youtube.com/BearsNow, but grade the Bears' performance first, A, B, C, D, or F. Let's hear it from you guys down in the comment section. Grade the overall performance. I mean, it's like a D-. It was bad. F+, F, I mean, not a good showing for Matt Nagy's crew. This coaching staff has to get this team into shape before preseason game number 3. Subscribe, youtube.com/BearsNow. We'll continue to bring you videos every single day. We'll have a live show on Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. Do not miss that. Do not miss any of our coverage on the Chicago Bears. One preseason game to go, and then the real thing gets underway. So, hey, join the movement, and we'll see you next time.